You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
Hey yo, Wiz is crazy right here.
Hey yo, Ash, you crazy for this one?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of the RH3 Show. Thank y'all so much for tuning into today's broadcast. Y'all know, introduction here, what I tell y'all what we got planned for today. We got a conclusion and finally part 8 of the biblical dating series, which will we be talking about tips for an engagement. And you all, almost after I say this introduction, the intro come, I'm gonna talk to y'all about this because I was speaking with a partner, a homeboy, a friend of mine, and he gave me, I was talking about a subject here, and I'm not gonna tell y'all what we were speaking on, but I gotta apply this. What I'm talking on, it may be for you all, but it's for me. It's for me, and I'll speak with y'all on that. We got, of course, Inside Scoop with Red. That's where we give you our honest, our unscripted opinion on today's world and entertainment news, real life topics, grown folks discussion with this Real Talk with Red, Inside Scoop with Red, jam-packed show today. Keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show. Let's go!
Pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
I know I gotta bring them down, because they call it to switch. Go ahead, cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, come on and praise the Lord. Come on and give it praise the God they call it to switch.
My old status that's from sinner to saint. As winners we can't live by the picture they paint. Because they know their own inner restraint. So we must live out our lives with a sense of restraint.
Praise him cause he calling you switch. Go ahead, cause you know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, come on and praise the Lord. Come on and give him praise him cause he calling you switch. Hey, I had to sing that intro, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me for another great day here on the RH3 Show. As I said in the beginning, we got a jam-packed show today. We got Real Talk with Red discussion. That is where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on real life topics, grown folks discussion. And during that segment, sometimes we have Ask Red letters. So on next Tuesday, on the next coming broadcast, I want to read some letters from you all. So do me a favor. Hit me up at askrh3@gmail.com. That's askrh3@gmail.com and send me a letter. You can put your name in it, but I will be reading them anonymously. Just so you don't have to worry about telling me. You don't have to worry about telling me. Everything here is kept confidential. I could read it on air, prayer requests, whatever. Give it to me. askrh3@gmail.com, and we'll get that going for you all. Great show planned today. Real life topics, grown folks discussion segment, Real Talk with Red. We got the biblical dating series part 8, and we are going to be discussing tips for engagement. And like I said in the intro part, y'all, I have a partner of mine, a best friend of mine, homeboy of mine, was telling me, I had told him something that was happening in my life. And, he was excited about it. I was excited. I still am excited. I'm just praising and thanking God for it. But, he was saying, the great material that you put on your broadcast, you're going to have to, he wasn't saying it like disciplinary talking to me. He was just saying, hey, you may think that was for, your people, but it's for you. Hey, you know what? I say that all the time, but it did not click until yesterday. And so, y'all, I'm having the time of my life right now. I'm going to go into depth a little later on, probably about sometime this year, go into depth on it. Trust me, I am. And, hey, it's a lot. It is a lot. Y'all, so what I'm going to do now today, I don't know how the show is going to run. So what we're going to do, y'all, it's a free-for-all today. Free-for-all today. So what we're going to do, as soon as I come back, Nina Taylor's going to come with the gospel news for the week. This week in gospel news, I don't have any Real Talk with Red discussion for you all, but people are still playing with this. There has been many cases of high school shooting and threats and all of that, and y'all, it ain't no playing matter. Before Nina Taylor comes, I'll give my part because I have some stuff to speak on. Wendy Williams is in the news. She is on a 3-week hiatus. Talk to y'all about that. What else do we got? Y'all, I think that's it. I think I said I was going to speak on... Who else I was going to speak on? I'm not for sure, but coming up next is the Inside Scoop of the Red, and that's where me and Nina come with the This Week in News, world and entertainment news, gospel news, sports, politics, whatever. Coming up next is the Inside Scoop of the Red, and that's where we give y'all updates and our opinion on this week in the news. All right, keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show. During the break, more about me or the broadcast, visit my website, therh3show.com. Be back in a moment.
You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit therh3show.com.
Are you looking for an experienced and passionate video production company that values your time and resources? Then look no further. 1301 Productions specializes in creative promotional concepts that promote your product, brand, or service. Our main goal is that we can help you reach your existing clients as well as potential clients successfully. Call today to set up your free estimate. 1301 Productions, creative concepts for creative clients. For more information about 1301 Productions, give them a call at 424-835-1301.
K&B Improvement. No job too big or too small. Heaven knows we do it all. From carpet cleaning to house turnover, deep scrubbing, and more. Carpet restoration, we give you what you ask for. Reliable, reasonable, prices you can't beat. Let us serve you in all your cleaning needs, for we are dependable and neat. Call 301-379-5939. Kevin Best, www.kandbimprovement.com.
You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit therh3show.com.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Want the latest news regarding the TV, movies, sports, politics, and music industry? It is time for the Inside Scoop of the Red, right here on the RH3 Show.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? If I find my way home,
Yes, it's time for the Inside Scoop of the Red, and this is where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on today's world and entertainment news. And Nina Taylor also comes in during this segment with This Week in Gospel News. We so graciously thank her for doing that every week. every week on the RH3 show and throughout the flagship station and throughout my whole brand or whatever. Thank you, Nina. It only airs on my brand on the RH3 show and on the podcast. But W Pop, just the flagship station, so it airs there. But yeah, email her. The Gospel News with Nina, I believe. The Gospel News with Nina at gmail.com. I believe that. If I'll let y'all know before the Real Talk with Red discussion. But anyway, I got a few news today. Like I said in the beginning, Wendy Williams, y'all, she's in the news today because on her show on was it yesterday or Tuesday? It was on the 21st, which was yesterday. She told the viewers that she'll need to take a 3-week break due to the revelation of her battle with Graves' disease. And so, if you don't know, let's say Graves' disease, y'all, causes overstimulation of the thyroid, which causes symptoms such as an enlarged thyroid, thinning of hair, anxiety, fatigue, elevated blood pressure. But yeah, she canceled several shows on last week due to flu-like symptoms. And y'all, beforehand she has been falling, been looking a mess, been on edge, y'all, for a while. And on February the 2nd, at the end of her broadcast, if you all watched, she was saying goodbye to the people. And so she said, "I'll see y'all next time on Wendy." And when she twirled, the camera caught the last end of it, and it is shown that she had fell into a audience member. And so since then, she's been sitting behind a clear podium to keep her balance, and she's been wearing flats, for a while. And so, y'all, it's kind of sad because it seemed like all these ailments have come on Wendy since she left radio. And of course, she's been dealing with thyroid all her life. And I don't know when she was diagnosed, but she's been dealing with it for a while now. But even on her radio show, I've been a fan of Wendy. I've been knowing about her since 2001. And so, yeah, close to 16, 17 years. And so I've known that she's been dealing with this, thyroid issue for a while, and, the bulging of the eyes and all of that. And so, y'all, Wendy is kind of scary because she's going on a alleged 3-week vacation, and y'all just had to hear how she talked and the words that she used and all of that during her, talk about this. And so she, no calls, y'all, no calls. I'm not taking any calls now. Probably one day next week I'll give y'all, the opportunity to call in and chime in on, things that I've discussed and things that I am currently discussing. So if you have any questions, please make sure you write them down now, and probably on Thursday I'll give y'all, the open mic, and, we can do a open dialogue. But, we can talk then on, maybe next Thursday. That is, Well, let's give y'all a segment on Tuesday. It'll either be between Tuesday or Thursday of next week, okay? Alright, and let's keep on. But yeah, she said, "My doctor's prescribed, are you ready? As of today, 3 weeks of vacation." Then her crowd went wild, and she was like, "What? Are you serious?" I was peed off. She said the pissed word. And so, excuse me if that was, too harsh or whatever. Lord forgive me. Yeah, but she canceled several shows last week, like I said, after taking to social media that she was suffering from the flu-like symptoms. But the host spoke with People magazine about her ongoing battle with Graves' disease in July 17th and October 17th. And so last year, during her Halloween segment, y'all, she fell. And, she was overheated in her costume. And, it's been speculations speculations and people saying that, quote unquote, that she's allegedly back on, her drugs or whatever. But if y'all know Wendy, she was a drug addict. She was on cocaine or whatever. And so I just hope that this is not the case. But I do know that she has been battling thyroid disease and, Graves' disease attached with it. So that's why she wears the wigs, because of thinning of her hair. I have a picture of her real hair in a ponytail, front, back, sides, or whatever. Am I going to show it to you all? No, I'm not. I'm not going to show it to you because I have it and I'm not going to show it to you all. Because if she wants y'all to see her real hair, then she will. Wendy has very long hair, but thin like Barbie doll hair. Yes, thin. And so, just continue to keep her in your prayers and all of that. And the third, and so we're going to keep moving on. What else do I have for you all? Tavis Smiley, y'all, he is suing PBS over the firing. Talk show host Tavis Smiley is suing his former employer, the public broadcasting. The public broadcasting network station service for claiming a breach of contract after he was fired over sexual harassment allegations. PBS fired Tavis Smiley in December, according to the Ohio.com, after it said that he received multiple credible allegations of workplace misconduct by Smiley, and on his eponymous late night interview show. The lawsuit was filed Tuesday. The Washington Post reported Smiley said to be in a romantic relationship with colleagues was consensual. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy host, is set to moderate a debate in this year's Pennsylvania governor's race between Democratic Governor Tom Wolf and Wolf's yet-to-be GOP challenger. Trebek will keynote Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry's annual dinner in October, which will include 45-minute debate. And, But anyway, that's all for my portion of the Inside Scoop of the Red. And again, this is a segment, if you're just not joining me, this is where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on real life topics, grown folks discussion. I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on news, TV, sports, politics. All right, you all. Thank y'all so much. Here's Nina Taylor with This Week in Gospel News, and I'll be back with the real life topic for today, the Real Talk with the Red discussion for today, and that is the biblical dating series, and we're concluding that with tips for engagement. All right, y'all, keep it where you got it. It is the RC Show. Take it away, Nina. I'll be back in a moment. Co-host.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Nina Taylor with this week's Gospel News. Jason Champion, gospel singer and one-time member of the R&B group Men at Large. A native of Cleveland, Ohio, he formed Men at Large with David Tolliver in 1992, while they were both still teens. Behind R&B hits like So Alone and Let's Talk About It, they hit the Billboard 200 with their self-titled debut album with 1994's One Size Fits All, both references to the singer's stout physiques. They released 2 more albums in 1999 and in 2007 before Champion left the group to pursue a career in gospel music. He soon signed with EMI CMG, which released the long player Reflections in the spring of 2008. The solo debut landed on the Billboard Top Gospel Albums chart that summer, and the single Always reached number 2 on the Gospel Songs charts later in the year. In 2009, Reflections was among the Grammy nominees for Best Contemporary R&B Gospel Album. After changes at the label, which delayed his follow-up album, Champion signed with Warren Campbell's My Block Records in 2013 with plans for new material. Jason currently has a song rising up the gospel music charts. Black History Month honors the contributions of African Americans to U.S. history. Black History Month is the celebration of Black history. The celebration of Black History Month began as Negro History Week, which was created by Carter G. Woodson in 1926. He was an African-American historian, scholar, educator, and publisher. It became a month-long celebration in 1976. The month of February was chosen to coincide with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. This week in our Black History Moment, we salute some of the great women of our history. Shirley Chisholm was the first African-American woman elected to the House of Representatives. She was elected in 1968 and represented the state of New York. Self-made millionaire Madam C.J. Walker, born on a cotton plantation in Louisiana, became wealthy after inventing a line of African-American hair care products. She established Madam C.J. Walker Laboratories and was also known for her philanthropy. Oscar winner in 1940, Hattie McDaniel was the first African-American performer to win an Academy Award, the film industry's highest honor. She won for her portrayal of the loyal slave in Gone with the Wind. In 1992, Dr. Mae Jemison became the first African-American woman to go into space aboard the space shuttle Endeavour. During her 8-day mission, she worked with U.S. and Japanese researchers and was a co-investigator on a bone cell experiment. Let's continue on with our 2018 Stellar Gospel Music Award nominees. We left off at Category 17. Traditional CD of the Year. I Got Out by Brian Poppin. Let Them Fall in Love by CeCe Winans. Close by Marvin Sapp. And 10 by Ricky Dillard and New G. Urban Inspirational Single or Performance of the Year. Trust in You, Anthony Brown and Group Therapy. You Deserve It, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise. I'm Getting Ready, Tasha Cobbs Leonard. And You Waited by Travis Green. Music Video of the Year. Brian Purnell for You. The Dolly Express, Jermaine Dolly. Derek Blanks, We Livin', It's Still Personal. Tina Campbell. Terrence Crawley, I've Seen Him Work. Sunday Song, Anita Wilson. Terrence Crawley and Ted Wynn for Grateful. Stand in Awe by Ted Wynn. Category 20. Traditional Choir of the Year. Bishop Paul S. Morton, Legacy, live in New Orleans. Charles Butler and Trinity, The Blood Experience. Ricky Dillard and New G, 10. And Fellowship Choir, We Win. Here's your Billboard Top 10 songs in the country. Number 10, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise for No Reason to Fear. Number 9, Ted Wynn, Stand in Awe. Number 8, Charles Jenkins featuring Leandria with Grace. Number 7, William Murphy, Everlasting God. Number 6, Marvin Sapp with Close. Number 5, Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, Trust in You. Number 4, Travis Green, You Waited. Number 3, Todd Delaney, Your Great Name. Number 2, Corin Hawthorne, Won't He Do It? And number 1 for 3 weeks, Jacqueline Carr with You Will Win. Well, that's your Billboard Top 10 songs this week, your list of stellar nominees, your Black History Moment, and your gospel news. I'm Nina Taylor. Let's get back to more great gospel music on this great station.
You are listening to my boy Red with the RH3 show.
And you're listening to the RH3 show. Keep it locked.
Does your ministry, business, or organization need a new brand? Or maybe you're looking for a graphic artist to give your letterheads, publications, or your upcoming event flyer a little more pop and eye appeal? Then Integrity Media and Design is your one-stop shop. They offer many services that will suit your needs. Services such as media production and editing, graphic design, business identity, and much more. That's Integrity Media and Design. More information is available at integritymedia.weebly.com or on Facebook, Integrity Media and Design, or you can also find them on Twitter at officialimd7. Integrity Media and Design. Media and design with integrity in mind.
This is Marnita from The Marnita Show with Parenting Points. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. In the U.S., over 700,000 children are removed from their homes annually and placed in foster care. Over 600,000 youth experience admission to detention facilities, and on any given day, almost 300,000 kids are incarcerated. Did you know that over 10 million children in America already have one or more incarcerated parents? It is predicted that 70% of these children will end up in jail. In order to change these stats, we have to change our parenting. Children are a priority, not an afterthought. You are their parent, but they are God's possession. Put your children above yourself. Know that just as much as they need basic food, shelter, and clothing, they need you. You are the key to a great future for your kids. For more parenting, tune in every week to The Marnita Show, right here on your favorite radio station.
You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
What I just told you, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it. I said what I said. You don't like it, you don't like it.
It's the Real Talk with Red segment right here on the RH3 Show. Thank you, Miss Marnita, for those parenting points, you all. Check out Marnita every Tuesday at 12 p.m. and every Saturday's repeated broadcast at 1:30 p.m. with the Marnita Show. All right, she's a brand new broadcaster programmer here on the flagship station, and yeah, so check her out. Tuesdays at 12 noon, Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. We got a great show again. This is the Real Talk with Red discussion. This is where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion, real life topics, grown folks discussion. Yeah, and so we're concluding. Thank you, Jesus. Concluding this biblical dating series. It's been 8 points. Part 1, biblical dating series. It was how it's different from modern dating. Part 2, men initiate, women response. Part 3, I think that was one of my favorites. Part 3, just friends. Part 4, the early stages of the relationship. Another favorite. Part 5, principles for drawing boundaries. Part 6, growing in intimacy. On Tuesday, part 7, from high to I do in 6 months to a year. And on today, we're concluding with tips for engagement. So, yeah. Yeah, I gotta text y'all. Biblical dating series, tips for engagement. But like I said, the part 7 was on from high to I do within a year, and you all, I will be uploading them on the podcast over the weekend. A bump in the road got me to not uploading them on the podcast, and so I don't know which podcast broadcast was last up. While I have it on my phone, I can be looking. So yeah, the last broadcast you all received on the podcast was on let's see here, let's go to anchor.fm on my podcast. And so the last one y'all had, and I feel so ashamed, was on, let's see here was biblical dating series. Which one was that? Let's see here. Rename episode. Oops. Modern versus biblical dating. So that was actually part 1 on January the 19th. So you all have not heard any of the other parts, so I'm gonna try to upload them on tonight. I'm gonna upload part 2 and 3 tonight, and then the rest probably by the weekend or probably by next Tuesday will be fully uploaded, and y'all could catch up. Do a what's it called? When you watch mini shows on TV, mini series, do a, oh God, what's the name of it? I'm going to do a can't think of the actual term whenever you are watching a series of shows on TV and you're doing a binge watch. That's what it is. You're going to binge watch. So binge listen this weekend or whenever you see my uploads on the podcast. So podcast listeners, I do apologize if you are listening to the live show on this flagship station now. Please forgive me. But let's keep on moving. Part 7. Let's first talk and briefly about the decision whether to marry a particular person or not, y'all. Seriously, this is serious. This is life-changing. But first, look at the purpose that God has you for your life. Generally, let's look at what God has for your life. Like I said, generally to bring glory to God, to enjoy Him forever, or most specifically, how do you see that playing out in your ministry and circumstances? But what do you think your ministry will be, or what it is now as the Lord has placed you? Will you be able to, generally speaking, to serve God better together than apart? Will you be able to accomplish ministry, be it your original plan or one that you have caught a vision through this person, more effectively together than apart? Ask the question. But let's look more closely at Ephesians 5:22 through 33. That's 10 verses. You can look at it yourself. But look at the roles laid out there for men and women. Do you desire to fill your role with the person in question specifically in mind? Do you feel that you can love him or love her sacrificially, or respect and support him or her? Do you? Also, what do others, those that both of you have been seeking counsel from under those authority of relationship had place, Christian or family, but what do they think of the relationship? Church members. And what I mean by church members, not everybody that, respectful church members, associate ministers that you've been actually talking to, or, you have so much deeply respect for, church mothers and fathers that you so much have deeply respect for, your advisors like marriage enrichment, if you're in that, men and women fellowship, if you're in one of those, singles enrichment, if you're in that, most importantly, God, and under God, your pastor. Before all of those, speak to God. What do God think? You thinking, the reason why, Red, what do you mean? Of course, God. No, because you might be thinking of marriage, but God might not think that it's ready. Come on. Seek God first before you say, will you marry me? Do that first. Then, of course, y'all talk to God together. And this honey that I'm trying to talk to, y'all, I love her to pieces. I can't believe I just said that. But anyway, yes, because we have a long track record. And the reason why track record, it's not no bad track record. We just known each other for a while. And I love everybody to pieces. Let me backpedal and say that. So she's part of that. In love, I don't know, but I am so, and I don't, you know what, I'm not going to get into that because I have some haters. And so I don't want my haters to be hating on me. Serious Bruce Lee. Seriously. But let's keep it moving. Yeah. I don't let's just say this. I feel that, once I talk to these people, of course, they will know, because she's doing what's right. And what I see different from her than now is her growth. I'm not saying nothing else. You may hear me speak of her here and there, but it's on topical reasons only. And because I've have gotten some insight even during that same discussion that I spoke with you all on, is that, stuff between me and her is going to be sacred, and I cannot. It's going to be, it is basically just for me and her only, y'all. And I've been in past relationships that y'all, only God kept me from Rowan County Jail. I'm serious. But anyway, let's move on. But what do they think? What do those people think? God first, your pastor, respected ministers, respected senior citizens, church mothers and fathers of the church, your singers advisors, ministry, men and women fellowship advisors, your if you came up through the teen ministry and you got the same teen director since you've been a teenager, adults, go back to that teen director and say, hey, you know what you've taught me about men and boys and girls and men and women. I've gotten to a point to where, you know, I'm seeing somebody. So speak to them. What does it look? What do they think? Does it look solid to them? Does the relationship seem to be good for both of you spiritually? Glorify to God in Christ centered. Finally, is there an affection for this person in your heart and mind, and based on the way God has defined biblical manhood and womanhood? This is hopefully a much deeper and godlier assessment than simply asking, am I physically attracted to him or her? Or do we have chemistry? God has to be, you know the song, Jesus, you're the center of my joy. Jesus has to be the center of this relationship. He has to be the center, most important, of course the head, but it has to come down, centered down through you fellas, and then branched off through her, you know, be it that you all get married and then branched off to your children. It has to be the main focus of it. But off you go. If you get through all of those soul searching and maybe you decide, probably separately at this point, that marriage between you two is the right thing before the Lord, if that happens, the next step is for the guy to go out through, that joyful process of learning about, diamonds. And not only diamonds, guys. People got this misconception that, that you have to go find the best, and you do, and please don't get it twisted that I'm saying that you don't, because most certainly fellas and brothers, you do, but don't go out and break your neck, and don't go out and break your wallet and break the bank just to be pleasing. You want to be, have have the finances and the resources to please her, but also you don't want to be, what's the word I'm thinking of? You don't want to lose yourself, or you don't want to, be fall on hard terms just because you're trying to please somebody. During my discussion with my partner, be yourself. If you can't afford it, let her know deep down inside that you can't. But here is. Come on. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is a great topic discussion on, what we haven't on today. And so, yes, but still, if it's Cuban zirconia, let it come from the heart. Let it come from the heart. But like I was saying, if you get through all of that soul searching and you may decide, that marriage between the two of you is right thing before the Lord, if that happens, the next step is for the guy to go out through, the joyful process of learning about, diamonds, and, picking out the perfect ring based on the heartfelt intuition, and carefully planning away planning a way to propose that will, sweep the woman he loves off her feet. Just as you women suspect, this process comes naturally and easily to all men, you think? But after the proposal is seamlessly executed and delivered by the man with no snags whatsoever, fellas, go out and get your partners, just do the thing. Do the daggone thing. And so, go research the hashtag Forever Duncan, and I think they will be married 2 years come the winter months, whatever. But hashtag Forever Duncan. This dude, I forgot his name, but his last name Duncan. I think his wife is named Sherelle. Yeah, Sherelle Duncan. But y'all, this cat proposed, got engaged, had an engagement party, and married his wife, his girl, all within the same day. That is a DC man, and they both came out of DC. Look at it. Hashtag Forever Duncan, alright? Hashtag Forever Duncan, alright? But yes, and so if you do that, hey, sweep her off her feet. That the woman that you love, sweep her off her feet with a proposal. But just as you women suspect, the process come naturally and easily to all men, so you think. Oh, heart palpitations and sweating. So I've been told. But, it's almost to the point of, first, okay, hey, woman, would you be my lady? That's kind of tough, but it comes easy because you don't want to lose her to some other joker. So, of course, that's the first one. Second one is seeing her mom and her daddy. Of course, fellas, you got to get old school with this. You have to get old school. If they are living, seek God, then seek them. If they're not living, go to somebody who's close to her. Brother, uncle, whoever. Pastor, whoever. Spiritual father, mother and father. Seek somebody that is close to her and say, look, here's my plans is A, B, C, and D. But if the woman says yes with no hesitation, accompanied by smiles and tears all around, it is smooth sailing after that. But okay, if so, congratulations, you're engaged. What do you do now? There's really one concept to keep in mind when it comes to engagement, and it is quite easy. It should guide you in every decision and thought and act until you stand before God, the people, and the pastor on the big day. You ready? Just know what you do now. You are not married yet. Of course, after the engagement, after the proposal, emotions is running rampant and high. But that don't mean I'm talking to my Christian folks right now, the saved people. Yes, after engagement, after she says I do, fellas, emotions may be running high and rampant and all of that, but please keep your Johnson in your pants. Come on, please keep them. Come on. It may be great and feel good that you want to, have, enjoy and love on her. And of course, we all built that way. But you are not married yet. And I'm talking to my saved brothers and sisters, because I know there are men and women who are, listening that are not saved. I get that, and I understand that. Podcasts, as well as, who listening on the flagship station, on the app. And again, of course, I give a disclaimer every time this broadcast come on. Maybe I have to redo the broadcast and just say some topics in discussion on this broadcast may not be suitable for young audience. But anyway, yeah. And ladies, hold off. I may get my fella card snatched, but I don't care. I'm not watering down what I believe just to please you listeners. And I told y'all that plenty of times. Ladies, close up your legs to young brothers. Nene Leak said it best, but she said it. Married men. Of course, close your legs to married men, but also close your legs to single brothers as well. Come on. But anyway, now deepening, real real life topics, grown folks discussion. I told you. Now, depending on logistical circumstances, cultural backgrounds, length of relationships, things other Christians might have told you, there's another way to put it. Ready? Again, you are not married yet. Remember that if you get nothing else out of this discussion, you are not married yet. I can end this broadcast right now and we can go home and it be ended of it. Come on. But assuming that, the cardinal rule of engagement, let's look at some God-honoring, useful ways to spend this unique time. What do we do now? In terms of how to spend your time. And I'm going to talk for another minute and going to take a quick break. But what the main concern concern should be to prepare for marriage, to avoid temptation, and keep in mind that, again, you're not married. Simply that, means basically the same constraints on the setting in which you spend time together before you were engaged. In other words, do the same after engagement. But you're going to spend more time with each other. But it's still, you shouldn't be alone at night. What? Yes. But I will say this. It is okay for you all to, and I may be wrong for saying this, and after I say it, I'm going to take a quick break. But it's okay. I mean, even if you have, friends over, friends night, Hey. All y'all get together and just have a great night. But not alone. I'll be back with the rest of this broadcast. All right? Keep it where you got it. Be back in a moment. If you're not tuning into the RH3 Show weekly, here's what you've missed. I had a friend of mine say, well, Christians don't need to be doing all that extra stuff in their marriages. And where that come from is, I was watching an episode of Mary, and Erica and Tina was taking pole dancing classes. And, one of the sisters was opposed to it, one of them was for it. And I think Tina was against it, and Erica was for it. And so, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that, y'all. Like I told my mentor, and she's a lady, and I told her about a friend of mine that was all against that. Look, that ain't nothing but being playful and spicing up your marriage. What, and I've grown to know and grown to learn that if anything that is, and even with relationships and what people have been telling me, if my marriage or whatever is not going well, I'm gonna have to find ways to make it work. If installing a pole in the middle of my bedroom will spice it up and make it better, I'm doing it. Come on now. I'm telling y'all, the RH3 Show is a real broadcast for real people. Come on, y'all, join me every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. For more about the RH3 Show, visit my website at therh3show.com. My goodness, y'all, where did time go? This thing went by really fast. Let's go ahead and hurry up, because I only got like about 10 minutes left of the broadcast. Sorry, y'all, I had to take a quick break because I'm on this medicine, y'all, that it makes, when I be talking a lot like this, it makes my mouth a little chapped and dry and all of that in the first. But, yes, prepare for your marriage, y'all. We in the middle of the biblical dating series, last part 8, and tips for engagement. But as you're growing together and loving on each other, after engagement, you start preparing. Fellas, I've heard that, look, be there with her step by step, may help make decisions, but just continue to love on her. This can be a stressful time for you both, but continue to love on her. Continue to love on her and continue to, hey, do what you can. Do what you can. But like I was saying, hey, don't spend enough, too long of a time together or alone or even apart. But, don't be as well as much by yourself at nighttime, okay, whatever. But, I would say first thing in the morning, once you get up, check on her, get yourself together before you go to work. If she's at home, go check on her, make sure she's straight. Do y'all come back dinner at her house? He is ladies or whatever. Make time for each other, but don't spend too much time apart, because it'll, bring the intimacy together and all of that. So just have fun even during this time. This is serious, but don't, let it be too serious and don't get too caught up in it. Just continue to grow and feed the relationship. But if each of you feel that you should talk to someone that you trust of the same sex about the fears or concerns that you may have, about your sexual relationship, back up. Don't use this time to talk about how long you're going to do it whenever y'all get married and, this is not the time. This is not the time. What you should do is use your time as, use this time as building as well as preparing for the actual wedding, but prepare for the marriage. Prepare for the marriage while preparing for the wedding. That's why I hear a lot of folks say it. Look, we prepared for the wedding, but we didn't prepare for the marriage. Prepare for it. Talk to them, especially, the wedding night itself, but then do that as your wedding approaches. You don't need to talk about it constantly as a couple, and you don't need to do it in in-depth study of Songs of Solomon with your fiancés 2 months before your wedding. For more, talk on it. Go to talk to those folks or whatever. But anyway, prepare for the marriage, 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 meaning prepare for your life together as husband and wife. Prepare for it. Prepare for it. What if y'all have business on the side? Prepare for that. Prepare for it. Prepare for it. Make good use of your engagement by using it to do more than just prepare for the wedding. Like I said, y'all, and I'm reading off notes. Take time to actually prepare for the marriage as well. Get the solid biblical marriage counseling. Get the solid biblical marriage counseling. Either from your pastor who will conduct the wedding service or from another person who is mature in the faith and in marriage. Finally, talk about the things that you might be source of conflict during your marriage. A good marriage counselor will force you to do this by finding those areas, poking at them a bit, and then you should make an effort on your own to address the issues that you exist. In addition to possibly working through some of those issues early on, the exercise will enhance your communication skills. Trust me, you will need them. Trust me. But prepare for the wedding. Prepare for the wedding. Budget. Get your wedding planner if you cannot afford it. Somebody who's willing to do it pro bono. Prepare for it. Prepare for it. Have a great time. Don't over budget. Don't do it to please folks. Sit folks accordingly. Sit folks whatever. And I seen this hierarchy map. That said, do I talk to this person every day? Yes. If it says yes, you go to the next question. Is it a relative? No. Or do I talk to this person every day? No. Is it a relative? No. Do you trust them? Somewhere like that. And it was whether to invite them to the wedding and the reception or not. And you have to use your time to do this, and you have to be wise in doing this. But let's keep it moving. But as you plan everything, the music, the preaching, and other aspects of the service, keep in mind that it is ultimately an event of worship before God. I advise that you keep it simple and even humble to keep it worshipful. Trust me, I am, y'all. Boy, we gonna have some church. Come Come on, we're going to have some church up in there. So, hey, I'm going to tell my pastor, look, when you do your little homily or sermonette, go in. Go in. I don't know if either the one I'm marrying, is I don't know either if the one I'm marrying, if her pastor gonna do it or mine, which I prefer mine to do it and mine to do the counseling. But if not, hey, it is what it is, people. No, not it is what it is, but I just want the one who doing the counseling to be living right, and the one to do, hey, that's all I'm saying. What? Don't look at me like that. Anyway, keep logistics in the backseat, alright? Meaning that, speaking of long-term engagements, logistics. If you believe that you are called to be married and you believe that you have found the person that you want to marry, then get married. The logistics will never be perfect. Marriage is something that will last the rest of your lives. It will be the central and the controlling over whatever ministry either you has. Adjust things like school, job, money, distance, to accommodate getting married. Don't adjust the purpose and the timing for the marriage a significant amount of time to accommodate the caprice of the logics or other earthly circumstances. Just adjust it. Accountability. Real accountability is probably the most important in this stage. It should be still be frequent, personal, local, and tough. Many couples make it to this point in purity and then fall into sin. They feel that they need to act married during this time, but no, you can't. You're still not married. You're just engaged. You're getting close to it. Take steps to glorify God all the way to the wedding and beyond. You know what? Hey, y'all. Just like I said, whatever I, mention on here, put God first. I'm coming back to close out the broadcast, and I'm gonna do a be positive segment at the end of this broadcast, and it's something new. I'll let y'all know when I come right back. Be back in a moment to close out the broadcast.
You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
Focus, y'all.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m., tune in to the Restoring Your Life Today radio broadcast with Pastor Alfie Lewis of the Restoration Bible Church. Find out what is going on in our community and learn more about God's Word. Be restored and tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
This is Marnita from The Marnita Show. Are you listening to my show on Tuesday at noon or Saturday at 1:30? You should. It airs right here on WPOP Radio, your #1 inspirational source for heart and soul music. It don't get no better than that.
Yes, you all check out Miss Marnita. Like I said in the beginning, every Tuesday at noon and Saturdays at 1:30. Pastor Alfie Lewis comes on every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and also repeated on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Times are changing on the flagship station, so bear with us. We're shifting some things, but Marnita's schedule is going to remain the same for a while, probably for the rest of the year. But anyway, thank y'all so much for listening to my broadcast. You all, if you want to plant a seed to myself, please do so. I would love that. If you have the Cash app, use the cash symbol, the $ RH3 Show, or PayPal me at the RH3Show at gmail.com. No, not the, is at The email address to use for PayPal is rh3show@gmail.com if you want to plant a seed to go along with the growth of my brand. And I really do appreciate that. I really would appreciate that. So, hey, I'm not going to stop you from being a blessing. If you want to be a blessing, you want to plant that seed into the RH3 Show, do so by those platforms. PayPal, email address, rh3show@gmail.com. That's RH, the number 3, at gmail.com. And Cash App is the money sign RH3 Show. Alright, you guys know that I love you for real. If you missed this week's broadcast, tune in on Saturday. The podcast will be updated over the weekend. I will see you all on Tuesday. Again, if you want to submit a anonymous red letter to me to be read on the air, email me at askrh3@gmail.com. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com. Alright, you guys know that I love you for real. Please do. And always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and love beyond words. I'll talk to y'all soon. See you all next week. Alright, peace.
Now, raise the bloody calling to switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, raise the bloody calling to switch. I know I gotta praise because He set me free. Christ said He paid free me at Calvary. So I'm gonna dance and there's no stopping me. Don't ever change 'cause I got victory. So go ahead and praise Him 'cause He's been so good. Give Him all the glory like you know you should. Don't worry about them haters, they can't stop you if they could. So go ahead and praise Him like you would. I gotta praise Him now, praise Him 'cause He called me to switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, praise Him 'cause He called me to switch. I know I gotta praise Him now, praise Him 'cause He called me to switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord,
Peace party, people. See you later.
This has been an encore presentation, a best of broadcast of RH3 Productions. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com.